Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaffer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you.
The past version of me has been programmed with a cheap mindset, with a broke mindset, with a scarcity mindset. And the person that I am today is completely in abundance, in expansion, and knowing that I am exactly where I'm meant to be and everything is flowing to me at exactly the right time. Welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaffer. I am so happy to be here. I feel like my energy is just on fire today. I'm taking so much inspired action and I'm just feeling amazing. I've been connecting with so many of you guys. So many of my listeners have been just DMing me on Instagram and chatting with me about where they're at, what their goals are. And I honestly just love hearing from you guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for always staying connected with me. I'm so incredibly grateful. So today's episode is absolutely inspired by what has actually been going on in my life right now. Sometimes I'm giving you guys episodes where I'm kind of checking in and I'm just like seeing what you guys are really like needing at the moment. And then other times it's like, this is what I am learning and I know this is going to benefit so many more people by me sharing it with you guys. So we're going to be getting into all things money mindset and of course manifestation. I feel like this has been so apparent in my life recently because I've been hit with some really big decisions that I've had to make, and I feel like the way that I've approached them have been completely differently than I used to in the past. The situations that I've been going through, I feel like the old version of me would have instantly gone into scarcity mode, fear mode, and honestly just returned back to things that I've even seen in my childhood being displayed. And now as this new and improved version of myself, I feel like I'm making decisions from such an elevated consciousness. And I just want to share exactly how all of this is changing and evolving in my life currently. So first and foremost, I think that it's very important to note that every single decision that you make in your life, you are either making it from a place of scarcity or from a place of abundance. And there are many times where we actually just make decisions very unconsciously, very on autopilot, or we just go ahead and say yes to something, we commit to something, or we don't commit to something without thinking through what maybe the rewards could be on the other end. And I just think that it makes such a big difference in our lives when we actually take some time to slow down and do this. So let me catch you guys up on what actually happened this weekend. The last 2 weeks, my car has been giving me some really interesting car issues. It felt like I was going over speed bumps constantly and you can almost hear something off in my car. And if you don't know, I have an Audi Q7 2020. I bought this car the same year that I had Aria, and I truly am obsessed with this vehicle. It was a massive up level for me, financially and just internally as well. I really wanted to drive something that I was so extremely obsessed with. And when I got into this vehicle, when I looked at it for the first time, I sat on this car and I was like, I need to have this. And when they ran what the payments were going to be, I remember them coming to me and telling me that the payments were going to be $1,100 a month. And I was like, OMG. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work. We ended up negotiating with the guys there, and eventually we got this payment down to $912. And this payment, it was 3 times as much, almost 3 times as much what I was paying prior to on my last vehicle, which was my Cadillac. And oh my gosh, what a massive up level this was for me. I with where I was at in my business, I was maybe 7 months into launching my business at this point in time. I had just had a baby. I was literally restarting my entire career because I started doing something that I had never done, which was my coaching. And it was just a whole new commitment for me. For me to even get into this vehicle was such a huge commitment. And I'm so grateful that I did it. It really made me challenge myself and step out of my comfort zone and just get the fuck after it. And I'm really, really grateful that I did that. But with that being said, fast forward 2 years to now this point in time, I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary of having this car. I just now got it looked at because I was having some troubles. And when I went to Discount Tire, they told me that Audi had replaced 3 out of the 4 tires before I bought this vehicle. They replaced 3 out of 4 tires, which is honestly super odd. Like, why wouldn't you just replace all of them? I don't know if the person who was doing it simply forgot that there was a fourth tire to replace, but those silly gooses didn't do their due diligence on this certified pre-owned. The car is like a 2021 and I bought it in 2023. So they should have had it like completely up to par and whatever. Regardless, they ended up telling me that the reason why I'm having this trouble is because that last tire, that tire they never replaced, is causing major issues. It's about to like separate, and it could have caused me to have a huge blowout like on the highway or just driving it in general. And I could like feel that while I was driving it. So when they told me this, I was like, thank God we found the problem. And they're like, okay, now we're going to see like what it's going to cost and blah, blah, blah. They're like, you should actually replace all 4 of the tires instead of just 3 of the tires, because if you replace all 4, then they're all going to be running evenly. And like, that's what you want your car to do. So they came back with the numbers, and Tyler was like standing there next to me, and he's like, I bet it's going to be like $1,200. And they came back and they said it's going to be $1,900, like $2,000. And I was like, okay, cool. And instantly, like I'm very connected with myself whenever I'm making like big purchases, or I know that something could cost a lot. I stay very, very present to what comes up in my body, what comes up in my mind, all of that kind of stuff, because finances are such a great place to continuously evolve and continuously grow, and like my money mindset and things. So they told me the number, and I just remember like looking up in the mirror and just being like, okay, cool, awesome, all right. And I like look at Tyler, and he's like, well, it seems like you just got to do it. And so we hang up the phone. I say, yeah, like, let's do it. Let's go move forward with this. We hang up the phone, and I'm kind of like organizing my finances, and I'm like, all right, like I'm going to be fine to do this, but I want to make sure that I'm actually doing this with like the right mindset. And so we got into my car, and then I started thinking about, well, like, what if I just traded my vehicle? And I was kind of going, like, once I knew that something was wrong with my car, I've been kind of contemplating, like, do I need to trade in this vehicle and just get something new? Especially when I found out that Audi had left the tire on, I was like, dude, I should just get into a new vehicle, and like they can go handle it. So I was really contemplating that. I actually made an appointment to go look at vehicles on Monday. This is Saturday that I'm dealing with all of this. And I was going to get into like a new car and just say whatever, like cut my losses and just get into a new vehicle completely. But as I was really thinking about that decision, it was because I didn't want to have to pay whatever it was to fix my car. And when I really sat there, I was like, that is a decision that I would be making honestly from scarcity, because I love this vehicle. I love this car so much, and I have loved it from the beginning. And there has been a few little problems with it, but I honestly love this car. And I sat there and I was like in Walgreens about to make this decision of like, do I tell them to go order new tires for $2,000, or do I just get into a new vehicle and tell them don't order the tires? I'm going to go to Audi and get a new vehicle like in 2 days from now. And I call them back and I'm like, go ahead and do it. I was in Walgreens and I like sat there and was just like, okay, I want to make sure I'm making this decision in alignment with me, myself, and finally just decided, you know what, like I completely trust and believe in my success 100%. Like there's not one part of me that doubts that I'm not going to be successful, that I'm not about to have an insane Q3 and Q4, that I'm absolutely willing to do this and I want to have this vehicle, and I'm not going to downgrade because I love this car. So I like come back to the car after being in Walgreens, and I tell Tyler, I'm like, all right, we're going to do it because I trust I'm going to make more money and good things are coming my way. And I make that decision. I go ahead and like process the payment, all the things. And I just felt so much better, because a past version of me absolutely would have said, okay, let's just get into a new vehicle, put 0 down, and like just get lower payments or downgrade the car, go with the cheapest option possible. That's always been my mentality in the past, of just go with the cheapest option possible, because honestly, that's kind of what I was raised around, is like, just go with the cheapest option. And I'm just realizing that like that's not the place that I want to operate from anymore. Like I want to operate from, this is what I want, this is what I'm getting, and this is what I'm going to have, like period blank. There's not any more limiting beliefs that come up, any that linger for too long, that are going to take me out of making a decision that's not going to make me feel my absolute best. So it was just really cool. It was a cool moment for me. I'm actually really, really excited to invest into this car more. And I really have just deepened my trust within myself by making a decision like that, of like, yeah, I'm just gonna go make more money, because I have made some huge investments into my business, into my life in general recently. And those investments I'm currently like paying off and doing all the things, and I'm working really, really hard behind the scenes to just absolutely crush it and to help so many business owners right now. Like the level of motivation and just inspiration that I have for my business and for every single client that I'm working with right now is just through the roof. And I'm just so stoked to take it up like 10 notches, because I have so much work to do. I have so many people to help, and I'm just stoked. I'm feeling so good. So yes, that was a big learning lesson for me, and I'm super duper proud of myself for just being, again, present, making a decision that I was in alignment. And a part of me could have seen this. Like I remember when I was thinking more and more about like the $2,000, and I was like, okay, I can either see this as an expense or I can see this as an investment. The old me absolutely would have seen this as an expense. It would have been like, damn, like we're taking $2,000 out of your bank account to go pay for this. But me, I'm like, absolutely not. This is an investment. This is an investment into the car that I love, into the person that I am, into the levels that I'm leveling up to. Like this is an investment that it's going to pay off over and over and over again. And I truly believe that. I'm always reminding myself that I am absolutely limitless, and there is abundance that can come through at any point in time from absolutely anywhere, and I don't limit that whatsoever. The next car that I want is like a $200,000 car, and my intention is to buy it up front with cash. And I think a past version of me would have been like, what are you talking about? A $200,000 car? But that's the level that I want to play at. Like I want to play at that level. I want to be paying $200,000 for a car because I can, because I'm limitless, and because I have access to infinite amounts of abundance. And I know that I hold a lot of value. I know that I bring so much to the table, and it could be through my coaching business. It could be through content creation. It could be from social media, whatever. I know that I am absolutely going to make that kind of money because I know that I bring those kind of skills to the table. So I just think that this is such a good reminder to absolutely sharpen your skills and really like pour into yourself, invest into yourself, and know that the more that you invest into you, the more that others will invest into you as well, because you know your shit, because you're the best in your field, because you are an expert, and people know when they think of the problem that they're trying to solve, they come to you because you hold the answers. You can also view these maybe like bigger expenses, like let's say you have to pay for like your car registration, or you have to pay for something else, I don't know, anything else, like your taxes. You could always look at those things as like, oh man, like that's now leaving my bank account. Or you can look at it as like, wow, I'm so supported and I'm so grateful that I even had the money in my bank account. Or you even have a credit card to put it on. Like either or, at least you have the abundance available to you. That is honestly incredible. Like instead of you sitting there being like, oh my gosh, like that's so much to pay for, and I'm now not gonna have that money, and like I'm not gonna be able to do X, Y, and Z. Like, no, be so grateful, be so thankful that you have the abundance to even pay for the things that you have. Like for me, even when I buy groceries, if I'm paying for my gas, if I'm buying anything on Amazon, the amount of gratitude that I have every single time that I swipe my card, or I pay someone, if I pay my sisters for babysitting my daughter, like I am always connected with myself and saying I am so incredibly grateful that I have the abundance to share with others, that I have the abundance to buy the kind of sheets that I'm obsessed with. Like, thank you, universe, for always presenting the opportunities, the people, the connections into my life so that I can constantly up level. And what I love too is today I got this incredible email from this woman that I know who's in marketing, and she asked me if I would consult for a new brand that she's taking on right now. And I literally jumped up and down inside my bathroom and was like, hell yeah, Savannah. Like, I am manifesting so much abundance right now and everything is flowing to me. And I don't care how delulu I sound, I know that money is flowing to me effortlessly and with ease at every moment in every single day. And it is because of the level of intention that I put into my mindset to build that belief, to build that mentality. Because like I said, the past version of me was not like that. The past version of me has been programmed with a cheap mindset, with a broke mindset, with a scarcity mindset. And the person that I am today is completely in abundance, in expansion, and knowing that I am exactly where I'm meant to be and everything is flowing to me at exactly the right time. And I'm just honestly so proud of myself for being here, because it has taken me years and years and years. But I promise you, if you are like trying to build that belief system within you, or you're trying to get out of that scarcity mindset, I promise you, I am a representation of it is possible. It takes work. And I'm not going to tell you it's going to be like a couple months where you just flip all this around and you're now a new person. But when you surround yourself with the right kind of people, and when you get into the energy of others, whether you're like working with a mentor, or you're in a community of women who are all working on their money mindset, or you're just surrounding yourself with high level individuals, you start to pick up on the way that they think of things. You start to pick up on their habits, you start to pick up on their beliefs, and you will literally start to see yourself transform. But it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and there's going to be a lot of time where it feels like it's not working. It feels like nothing that you're doing is paying off. It's going to feel that way at times, but continuously pushing through, continuously putting one foot in front of the other and deciding this is going to work for me, and I am committed to this being the only outcome that I have. Like, me getting a $200,000 car is the only outcome that I am allowing. Like, that is it for me, because that's what I want. That's what I desire. And I'm going to achieve every single thing that I desire, because I've already done that up until this point. I am in integrity with myself, and I keep every single promise that I make to myself. I hit every single goal that I make for myself, because I have that drive and that consistency, that motivation. And I don't look for things external to me to give that to me. I create that within. I create the time and the space to manifest these feelings within inside of me, to match the frequency of my desires. And that is what allows me to step into the dream life that I have right now. Like, the fact that my life looks the way that it does, where I'm doing yoga downstairs in a beautiful room, where I have all these options of skincare and makeup, and brands are sending me things, and I have clients who are coming to me telling me all of their wins, and everyone is celebrating with me, and everyone is wanting to share their best moments in their lives with me. That is all a result of the work that I have done to become this version of myself, to become the most light and happy and vibrant version of myself. And I'm very proud of myself, and I want to encourage you to do the work that is necessary for you to let go of any of that heaviness, any of that stress and that tension. Like, just fucking let it go and allow yourself to step into the most vibrant and alive version of you, because it is possible. It's going to take work, but it is 100% possible. And I know that you have it in you, especially because you're listening to this podcast. If you're listening to this podcast, I know that you actually have the drive and the determination to be better, and you want more for yourself. It might just take you letting go of different aspects of yourself, different parts of yourself that's not in alignment with the place that you're wanting to go. And that's for you. That's for your responsibility to get clear on what aspects of you are holding yourself back. Are you procrastinating? Are you not taking action? Are you allowing yourself to distract yourself? Are you surrounding yourself with low frequency individuals? Like, what are you doing in your life right now that is not in alignment with the version that you want to be in the next 5 years? Get clear on that, and then take action to either remove people, remove distractions, remove things, remove addictions, remove whatever that it is that is keeping you in a low frequency, and you will watch yourself rise. And also just remembering and reminding yourself that if you've been in personal development for less than 10 years, like let's say you're on year 1, or for me, I'm in year 7 of entrepreneurship, of personal development. Remind yourself that you're still in the beginning chapters. Remind yourself that you're still in chapters 1, 2, and 3. You're not in chapter 10. When you see other people talking on podcasts, when you see other people who are sharing their mindset and their belief systems and all these things, know that it took them work. And wherever that you're at right now is only the beginning, and you have so much coming to you. You have so much ahead of you for you to completely expand and become the best version of yourself. But allow yourself to be in the messiness right now. Allow yourself to give yourself some grace throughout this process, and just be committed to the growth, be committed to constantly up leveling, be committed to actually tuning into podcasts like these and filling your mind with things that actually benefit you and allow you to step into that brighter version of yourself. Now, a couple months ago, I was at an event. It was at the end of May. I got flown out to Texas to speak at an event, and one of the lines that I said really stood out to one of the women in there. And she said, Savannah, when you said you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you feel, that has stuck with me for the last few months. And I'm so grateful that you said that. And I just really took a moment to take that in and honestly check in with myself to make sure that I am manifesting from the place that I feel, not just from the things that I want, but from the place that I am in right now, the present moment. What are you feeling in the present moment? Because what you are feeling most frequently is what you are going to manifest in the future. So if you are feeling stressed out, if you're feeling negative and low and not in your best place, you're going to manifest, unfortunately, more of that. If you can continuously remind yourself to get into the frequency of what you are calling in, of what you are desiring, and not doing it from an external stimulus. So of course, like let's say you get like $1,000 sent to you. If you had $1,000 sent to you right now, how would you feel? You'd feel amazing. You'd feel lit up. You'd feel so grateful, right? And a lot of times we wait for an external thing like that to trigger something internal for us, to trigger that happiness, to trigger that fulfillment, to trigger that gratitude. When what we can do, what we have the opportunity to do, is create those feelings in our lives without the external stimulus. So for me personally, that's constantly giving gratitude. That's constantly being in appreciation. That's constantly like sticking to my meditations, to sticking to doing yoga, to doing the things that actually get me into the highest frequency. When you do that for yourself, you are going to trigger more events, more opportunities, more things that are going to give you more of that feeling, because you manifest what you feel. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest from what you feel. So take 5 minutes every single day just to get into that feeling, and set a timer on your phone. Like, how long can you stay in that frequency of gratitude? How long can you stay in that frequency of abundance, of freedom, of happiness? And know that just those 5 minutes, that is going to create such a different response in your body, and it's going to shift your frequency just from those few minutes to start to call in more experiences that are going to match that frequency. It takes like 27 seconds to change your feeling state, to start to manifest a new reality. And I just think that that's so incredible. Like, we have the opportunity every single day to call in the kind of life that we desire, but a lot of us are on autopilot and we are allowing our experiences to dictate how we feel instead of us dictating how we feel and then calling in experiences to match that. So I really hope that that hits home with you. I really hope that that kind of allows you to shift your mindset with that. And if anything that I just said was maybe a little hard for you to understand or for you to grasp, please send me a message and say, hey, Savannah, when you said this, what did you mean? Hey, I'm curious about what you mean by that. Please ask me questions, because I personally believe that we are never going to learn anything if we're not asking questions and inquiring about it, if there's any part of it that's unclear to us. So be a good student, ask questions, get clarity so that you can really truly integrate this into your life, and you can actually use the gift of manifestation to create the life of your dreams. Especially if you're a business owner or if you're a creative of some sort and you want to call in more abundance from whatever it is that you love doing. This is what you need. You need to be prioritizing these things and shifting your money mindset, getting into manifestation, and actually knowing that that's a tool for you, and you get to co-create with the universe. You get to co-create with God. God wants you to have all of the incredible gifts that you desire. That's why it's on your heart. That's why you have visions about it. That's why you have daydreams about it, because that's what the universe actually wants you to accomplish. But it's going to take you not only wishing upon it, but taking a aligned action to make that your reality, because you have so much to offer. You just need to tap into that greatness that's within, and you are about to change so much, not only in your reality, but in the realities of so many others, just by stepping into your greatness, by stepping into your passion, by stepping into your fulfillment. Okay. All right. I hope that this was wildly inspirational for you. I hope that this was incredible. And if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm here for you. I'd love to support you. Always send me a message on Instagram. And if you can, please leave me a review. Those reviews help so much. Or share this podcast on your Instagram. Send me a screenshot or tag me on your stories. I would love, love, love to support you and help you with wherever that you're at, so that I can always be of service. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much abundance, and the utmost gratitude for you and listening to this podcast. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.